Hey y'all, Posh Deluxe here. Happy January, happy 2015, happy year of so many books we need to read. This month I am most excited to read, you'll never believe this, but it's true, a fairy book. I know, usually I'm totally a Fred Savage about fairy books. Is this a fairy book? But you know what? I'm gonna throw my prejudice aside and I'm gonna let Holly Black show me the error of my ways. So this book is about a girl named Hazel who lives in a town where humans and fairies coexist. I couldn't live there. And tourists come from all over the place to see the town, most specifically to see this boy, this fairy boy who's been lying in this coffin for who knows how long. Hazel and her brother have grown up making up stories about the boy in the coffin, what might happen if he ever wakes up, until one day he actually does wake up and, well, the shit hits the fan. So hopefully, with Holly Black's help, I will overcome my prejudice against all things fae. And if I don't, well, we have each other.
Hey everyone, this is Manny Wan. So both my January review books are e-copies, so I drew some terrible pictures for you. GEEK Girl by Holly Smale is set somewhere in England, outside of London, I think. So Harriet Manners is 15 years old and a total geek. And that's going to make her life miserable right now. So when she's scouted by a modeling agency, she sees it as an opportunity to reinvent herself. GEEK Girl is actually the first of 6 planned books, with the first 3 already released in the UK. I'm actually in the middle of reading it right now and it's hilarious, so I'm really hoping that the rest will be as good as what I've read so far. For April Lindner's Love, Lucy will be heading to Florence, Italy. So Lucy has just graduated from high school and she's backpacking through Florence when she meets and falls in love with a handsome musician. And if the cover is to be believed, there is also a Vespa involved somehow. This book is also inspired by A Room with a View, which I haven't read, but I've heard good things about, so I'm interested to see how this will turn out.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Mandy C here with my picks for January. Many of the books I'm looking forward to reading this month are actually continuations of series. First of which being Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, which is the continuation of the Red Rising trilogy, which started with, well, obviously Red Rising. It's a series about a future in which a caste system has been created or recreated, in which the highest, most powerful beings are golds and silvers and that sort of thing, and the reds are the people who live under the surface of Mars and who actually mine the planet for the benefit of the upper classes. And Red Rising, not to get too spoilery, but involves a red sort of breaking ranks and maybe quasi starting a revolution. Another book I'm looking forward to reading this month is FAIREST by Marissa Meyer. It's a continuation of the Lunar Chronicles, well, kind of. You see, FAIREST is the story of Queen Lavanna, who, if you've read this series, you know she's the main antagonist in the series, and this is her story. It's not actually part of the Lunar Chronicles in the sense that it doesn't deal with the main characters we've come to know and love in the other books, but it does tell the story of Queen Lavanna, the series' main antagonist. So that should be interesting, seeing things from a different perspective.
Hey guys, Happy New Year! I'm Jenny, and I hope you're staying warm like I am. So I have 3 books for you this month. The first one, which I don't have in my hands right now, is called Cut Me Free by J.R. Johansson. It's about a teenage girl who was kept locked in the attic, although she was smuggled a copy of Flowers in the Attic. And she was tortured and just held hostage by her parents. She manages to escape and has to create a new identity, with the help of a hot hacker, of course. And along the way, she finds this young girl who appears to be the victim of human trafficking, so she gets her free too, and then they end up being stalked by somebody from Piper's past. So, lighthearted subject matter, continuing my theme from last month. The next book I have for you is Dark as the Sea by Heather Blanchard. It's a supernatural thriller set in Scotland, and this 16-year-old girl, Rowan, finds out that her family has been haunted by this creature called the Hunter for generations. I haven't started it yet, but it looks pretty amazing. And then the third book, I Was Here, Yay, by Gayle Forman, master of making us all cry, is about a girl whose best friend commits suicide, and she goes on a road trip, more or less, to find out why. Of course, this involves a hot, mysterious love interest, and lots of really sad coming-of-age themes. But it's Gayle Forman, so you know it's good, and I can assure you, since I've already read it, that it is. It's gonna make some people very happy, and some people are going to scream with frustration, I think. So, you'll have to tell me what you think. They all come out this month or are already out. And Happy New Year!